What is going on? Welcome to another edition of Joel's, excuse me, All American Sports Network, presented to you by Joel Davis. I don't know, I always get that messed up. So anyway, I hope everybody had a good uh weekend, especially Saturday so far. Looking at some of the things that are coming forth in the college football world. Let me tell y'all guys, foot college football is becoming fun again. I mean, you can't deny it, guys. Ever since we have opened up back to normal, somewhat to where we can enjoy the games and see the things that we've seen, uh, college football has really gotten to be exciting. So, with that being said, we're about to jump into some of the classic games that went on yesterday. And again, guys, if it's your first time tuning into the broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead on and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. And we are going to go up here and we are going to jump in straight into this. Uh, and if y'all don't mind, give me 1 second here. So anyway it goes, guys. Let's get into the first game that is coming up right here, right now. And we are going to visit the Carolina versus, I want to say, the Bulldogs versus the Carolina game. Let me see. Let me see what stadium this was in. Hold on. I want to make sure I got it right. I didn't want to lie to you guys. Yeah, Carolina versus Georgia game. Sorry about that, guys. They was visiting Georgia. So this game started out with both teams 2-0. Now, I'm about to play some of the highlights and tell you what all went down and give you an idea of some of the plays that became extraordinary. So give me 1 second here. And I'm going to break down everything that happened. So I can't play any highlights because most of the time these highlights that I'm about to get into with ESPN, they'll ding you. So I'm just going to read off how the recap was with everything and what happened. All right, so give me 1 second with the recap and we'll go from there. Let's just put it to you this way: it was all about defense on this game. So let me share this with y'all. Give me 1 second here.
For a 12-yard pickup, they went quickly to the line of scrimmage. Cook through a big hole. Cook into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
First things first, you see that right there. Cook took the ball and got the touchdown for Georgia. That was first.
The matchup. Deep shot.
And he has a man running wide open. Touchdown to Jermaine Burton.
Next touchdown, Jermaine Burton.
So Stetson Bennett, after the play fake, threw too high, and it's intercepted. Jalen Foster brings it back inside the 15-yard line. He'd come back, called it his dream job. Daniels toward the end zone and caught. Another open receiver behind the defense, A.D. Mitchell.
If you saw that, A.D. Mitchell, you see how perfect that was? And now this is right here, the third quarter, they're 26-6.
Really nice block by Warren McClendon, the right tackle on that play. Same play.
Untouched, basically. Zamir White. Touchdown, Georgia.
Zamir White, once again, man, I'm telling you, this was a epic game back with the defense that we're seeing from Georgia is just crazy.
Jalen Johnson went in motion to the left, and there is Cook out of the backfield for his second touchdown of the night. One rushing and now one receiving. Last year, Matt's group asked me why they didn't get us a selection, which I thought was a little unfortunate to me. Long throw, it's caught for a touchdown. Josh Van made the catch. Boy,
He's impressive.
He's impressive. There's the promise of good things to come.
They're another set of eyes who can look at things from the broader picture, the whole program kind of perspective.
Deep throw and a one-handed catch by Jalen Brooks.
Got the one-handed catch, but that's about it, man. I mean, this was just wow. I mean, this whole game was nothing but defense. Now, this is what's been taken away about with Georgia, was what's going on with them. I'll give you the recap. It was all about JT Daniels, okay? He returned from his injury with 3 touchdown passes with another stellar performance. Now, Daniels completed 23 of 31 for 303 yards. He did the scoring touchdown of 43 yards. Y'all see with Jermaine Burton, 38 yards to freshman Antonio Mitchell, and 4 yards to James Cook. And he even said that he felt very confident. I mean, and yeah, he did gave up a touchdown while on defense when Luke Doty getting the ball on the Bulldog side of the field after a fumble connected with Josh Van for South Carolina. And yeah, like the Georgia linebacker Nolan Smith said, of course that upsets us, but when we say no one in the end zone, that's what we mean. So, and they did it very well, making sure nobody hardly got into the end zone. Now, Daniels also sat out a 56-7 victory over UAB, watching as backup Stetson Bennett tied a school record with 5 touchdown passes. So, University of Georgia right now is just on fire with their defense. So, this is what I have taken away, along with what's really going on here with both teams that was involved. For South Carolina, Beamer Definitely looked like a rookie head coach on that sequence near the end of the first half. With just 32 seconds left, there was no need for Dottie to drop back to throw from the end zone against such a dominating defense, which is true. What they should have done was try to run it. They should have tried to run it. I mean, they would have had a better shot because right there, that could have been a possibility of them definitely getting an interception and they running it into the end zone again. What we talked about with Georgia, if there were any questions about Daniel's status as a number one quarterback, and there really shouldn't have been, that was put to rest by performance that improved his record to 6-0 as the Bulldog starter. Now there were some injuries. A middle linebacker for South Carolina, Sharon Green, he was carted off. He had a blow to his lower right leg. They said that he'll be out for an extended period of time. Now they said the injury may not be season ending, but Green already went through the 2020 when he fractured his hip in the opener and he missed the rest of the season. So this young man already has had a lot of uh, injuries already. Now, former graduate assistant Zeb Nolan made his third straight start at quarterback, but he didn't last long either. Now, on South Carolina's first offensive possession, a Georgia lineman appeared to step on the cornerback's right hand. Doty, who missed the first two games by recovering from a foot sprain, went the rest of the way. Beamer said he didn't think Nolan's hand was broken, but it was wrapped and he had no feeling in it. So this is the poll implications right now as we speak. So you got number one Alabama holding on because you know they won at a 31-29 over Florida, which I'll be getting over to that very soon. Georgia could pick up some support for the top spot in the Associated Press poll for their performance against South Carolina. The Crimson Tide picked up 60 of 63 first place votes a week ago. The other three going to the Bulldogs. And, you know, South Carolina's not on the poll right now. They'll travel to Kentucky next Saturday for its first SEC road game. Now, Georgia will head to Vanderbilt next Saturday for its first true road game of the season. Though it may feel like home given the hefty red and black contingents that normally makes the trip to Nashville. So, right now, good, strong quarterback. They won their first conference game. Georgia's on fire. I mean, the defense is what's going to be. Now, we saw what happened with Alabama, with Georgia, with Florida. Y'all, I'm telling you now, before I even hit that game, if Alabama don't get it taken care of and get some of their loose ends tightened up on that game, Georgia is going to dominate them when they face each other. I'm being serious. That defense South Carolina got is nasty. It it ain't nothing to mess with. And I'm telling you now, Georgia's team, Georgia coach this year, their recruiting staff went all in to make sure they were competitive. And when you go all in to be competitive like they did, let me tell you, I got a feeling they got a crew that's going to be there for a good 2 or 3 years that's going to dominate on the field. So shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs for that recruiting. All right, y'all, we're going to go to the next uh, team that we're going to discuss about here in NCAA football. That was a highlight. We're going to now move on to the Alabama and Florida game. Oh, man. Y'all know I was going there. So give me 1 second here. This was an interesting game. The Alabama and Florida game was interesting. And let me tell you why it was interesting. Because at first, Alabama was doing their thing. They were all running all over Florida, but all of a sudden, Florida got a second win. So we're going to go up here. We're going to review the footage of what happened in this game here.
After that game at the Swamp, do you find yourself more impressed or concerned with how the Tide played?
Randy, I'm concerned, especially on the defensive side of the ball, because we had been told prior to the season this may be the most elite defense of Nick Saban's tenure. And that defense in the final 2.5 quarters yesterday was anything but elite. I mean,
Y'all heard that, right? And this is what I was talking about in this game. The defense were not elite at all in this game. I want to show y'all that and let y'all hear that little snippet, and then I'm going to go right into the recap of the Alabama-Florida game. Now, the Alabama-Florida game, to me, was a testament of that Alabama defense is not where it needs to be. Now, Bryce Young heard all about the Swamp. He knew it would be deafening at times and difficult, if not impossible, for a visiting quarterback to communicate. He also understood the key to handling such a raucous environment, a fast start. Young's first collegiate road trip was rousing success. He had 3 touchdown performances that helped top-ranked Alabama number 11, Florida 31-29 in the Southeastern Conference opener for both teams Saturday. Now, he said so himself. Yeah, it was a crazy atmosphere. Those fans were really loud. We knew it was going to be a hostile environment coming in, and they lived up to it for sure. Now, we're talking about a defending national championship Crimson Tide, a.k.a. Roll Tide, as the fans like to say, led at 21-3 after the first quarter, but they failed to sustain momentum. Now, this is where we're talking about defense, guys, come into play. If you got an elite defense, when you got a quick start like that with your offense firing off the ball, rapidly turning over, your defense is supposed to be conditioned to maintain that lead. This was the problem that Alabama could not project. That's why I keep telling everyone that if this team don't get things straightened out, handled, taken care of, there's a huge chance they are not going to be the team they need to be when it comes to the playoff hunt. But it's no need to panic now. They still got time. Now, they had to stop a botched 2-point conversion with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to extend its winning streak to 17. Alabama has now won 32 in a row against teams from the SEC Eastern Division. I think the offense did a great job of answering the bell in the game, Alabama coach Nick Saban said, but our team needs to learn to maintain intensity throughout the game. We got a lot of good players, We've just got to get them to play a little better. Now, Alabama has won 8 straight in the series, including a wild 52-46 victory in last year's conference title games. The Gators, which is now 2-1, fell to 0-5 against number 1 ranked teams at Florida Field. This one was closer than odd makers, and just about everyone outside of Gainesville expected with a 14.5-point underdog, Florida have a chance to tie the game in the closing minutes, despite playing without dynamic backup quarterback Anthony Richardson. Listen, guys, shout out to Florida Gators. Y'all have nothing to be upset about. This just shows you guys how much you have improved. When y'all went against ranked teams, they're right. You were 14 or more points out the window without coming back. Y'all did something spectacular. Y'all came back in the third quarter. You scored 2 consecutive touchdowns in the third quarter, and you scored another touchdown. So that lets us know that you have the ability to get momentum. You just got to learn and translate that to the next few games to get up faster than most. I'm excited for the Gators. I mean, I'm not a Gators fan because I'm always going to be diehard in my Bulldogs, and I know Carolina Gamecocks my home team. But again, my allegiance has always been and will always be to Georgia because it's just I like how Georgia rock. And hey, man, I can't wait for Florida Georgia game to come up. This will be good. The battle of two teams who have been underdogs. Now, this game actually put Florida at number 11, and it's got Alabama still at number 1. All right. Now Mullen starter for the quarterback, Emory Jones. He completed 17 of the 27 passes for 181 yards. He only had an interception. Now, he was booed at times, partly because of his slow start and surely because of the home crowd's disappointment in not seeing Richardson. But he was at his best late, directing a 99-yard drive in the third quarter in a 75-yarder that nearly knotted the game. He said, "I still made too many mistakes," who acknowledged the mistake on the 2-point conversion. So, it happens, man. So, what are our takeaways in this game? Takeaways is this. Saban team looked it great, but after the first quarter, it looked like that it was going to fall. Its defense was in trouble. Now, the Tide was gashed between tackles and picked apart over the middle. There was no consistent pass rush, which has got to give everyone in the SEC at least a little hope the rest of the way that this team, if they don't improve, they will get demolished by a team like University of Georgia, okay? AKA Georgia Bulldogs, or any other team that's on the come up with an aggressive offense. For Florida, Mullen has completely changed his team offensively. Now he's going to a passing attack, and he's doing it with Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts. And then he's got a ground game that rotates 3 running backs and 2 mobile quarterbacks. The Gators ended the game leading the nation in rushing and finished with 258 yards on the ground. That means that Florida now is an offensive monster. I'm going to say it again. Florida now has conditioned itself to be one of the most efficient offensive monstrous teams in the SEC division. Shout out to my boy Mike Jones, who I used to work with. I know he's excited. I'm going to make sure that he gets to see this today because I know he's excited about his team. So next week, Alabama will host Southern Mississippi next Saturday. And the Tide has won 15 of the last 16 in those series. Now, Florida will host Tennessee next Saturday, and the Gators is one against Tennessee, which used to be more meaningful in the East. So they should have easy wins on both sides. Florida will recover. I'm quite sure they will rip Tennessee apart on the offensive line. So it is going to be very cool to watch. All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next game that everybody else was impressed to see out here in the nation. Let me see. This was another team that came in 2-0 and 2-0. New Mexico Lobos and the Texas A&M Aggies. Okay. Now I already knew who was going to win that. I already had said Texas A&M had that in the bag, but I didn't know it was going to be in the bag like this. Boy, oh boy. Man, oh man. I did not know it was going to be like that. So let's play the highlight of this game, and I'll break it down to you who did what.
2nd and 9 after Spiller got one. One fake to him, and then they throw it out of the backfield inside the 10, 5, touchdown, Devon Achane. Everywhere right Mannings are everywhere right now. Calzada, clean pocket, wide open as the day is long. How about that? Devon, touchdown, 70 yards. Spiller. Makes a man miss. Touchdown, Aggies. For fifth all-time in school history with career points. This is from 36 yards. And he makes it 24 to nothing. Calzada is in trouble again. Somehow weaves his way out of it. And that ball on the sideline is incomplete.
It seems as if the quarterback was stood in that pocket to deliver regardless, able to get the conversion.
Now Calzada drifts back, throws to Mohammed. As LSU hosts Central Michigan, that'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Terry Wilson has gone the whole way today, and this is picked off. That's Cooper off the carom, and he's up the 20-yard line.
So that's the end of that game. So what do we get here? What do we get off of this game here? What is the takeaways off of this? Well, I'm about to tell you what the takeaways is for this. I'm not going to go into much deep in depth with
two receivers to the right, single receiver left. Fake it to Johnson. Martinez flushed down the pocket, rolling right, throws on the move. One-handed leaping interception at the 3-yard line. DJ Graham went airborne and pulled it down with his left hand and intercepts Martinez. Are you kidding me? And it's his right hand. I had it opposite as he was spun around on the play.
Well, Sean, a lot to unpack here.
Surprised. This was, this just was one of those games where everybody knew who was going to win. So, like I said, shout out to Texas and A&M. They are ranked number 7 right now. So they ain't got nothing to worry about. They got to hold it. They holding it down. They know what they got to do to keep that momentum. I know the school is excited about what's going on with them. Now next week, Texas A&M have to play against. Let's see who they play against next week. Next week they play against Arkansas. Now Arkansas is ranked 20. I think Arkansas is also 3-0. This is going to be a good game. See both ranked teams go at it. Arkansas has to go to Texas House. So, I like to see what happens. This is the SEC West. So let's see what get it. Right now, Arkansas is considered one of the I think it's considered to be one of the faves. I don't know for sure, but I will definitely keep y'all posted on what they're saying about them on that. All right, let's get out of here. Going to the next story on the college football tip. Then we got the Miami. Oh man, going against MSU. Miami lost that game, and that was sad, man. I hate to see that they lost that game, but I don't know, man. Kind of got me wondering what is really going on with Miami. I think this is the second game they lost. Look, let's look and see what's going on with it. Get a little insight. If it's your first time tuning in, y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. So we're going to recap this game here. Michigan State scores 3 touchdowns in the fourth to blow out Miami. This is crazy. 3 touchdowns in the fourth. So let's break it down how the scoring summary went. Second quarter, Matt Coughlin, 23-yard field goal, and he got Michigan State up 3, Miami 0. Then there was Charles Rambo. He did a 3rd-yard pass from De'Aaron King. And then you had Andre Borgla's kick. We got us to 7, Miami 7, Michigan State University 3. Then Kenneth Walker III got a 7-yard pass from Peyton Thorne. And then you got Matt Collins kick. That made it 10 for Michigan State University, Miami 7. Then Jalen on the third quarter, Jalen Naylor, 11-yard pass from Peyton Thorne. And Matt Collins kick made it 17-7. And then you had Charles Rambo with a 14-yard pass from De'Aaron King. And then Andre Borges kick. And this was all in 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the third. Made it 17-14. And this is when it gets crazy. Jalen Reed, 10-yard pass for Peyton Thorne. Now it makes it 24-14. Then the field goal. 55-yard field goal from Andre Borgelis. That's 17 now to 24. But Jalen Naylor gets a 39-yard pass from Peyton Thorne. And the Matt Coughlin kick made it 31-17. And then Jalen Reed gets an 8-yard run. So, guys, oh, man. So now Miami is 1-2. They only won one game for the season. They have lost 2. Michigan State Spartans is 3-0. So what do we take away from all this when you hear this? What do you hear when you hear this gameplay? When I speak of this craziness? Well, I tell you what I see. Michigan State, even though it was 87 degrees at kickoff with the heat index making it feel like 97, this is the warmest game for the Spartans since a trip to Arizona State in 2018. They had sun shielding canopies over the benches with misting fans, and some players resorted to putting wet towels. Love you too, son.
I'm going to save this for a rainy day.
Okay, atop their heads. And clearly, they weren't bothered by any other weather challenges. Miami. This was Miami's worst home non-conference loss since a 31-6 defeat to East Carolina in 1996. The Hurricanes have trailed at halftime in 5 consecutive games going to last season, their longest such streak since midway through the 2013 season. Now, Michigan State could return to the AP Top 25 for the first time since being ranked 25th in the poll of September 29, 2019. Miami's run of 19 consecutive weeks in the poll, the 8th longest such streak in the nation, will end. Guys, I don't know. Miami's 1991 International Championship team with coach Dennis Erickson and quarterback Gino Torretta front and center was recognized at halftime. So at least that's about the only thing. So Michigan State will host Nebraska on September 25th, and Miami will host Central Connecticut State on September 25th. Man, Miami, if y'all don't get it under control, if they don't figure this out, somebody's going to be without a job. That's just fact. Somebody's going to be without a job. I'm serious. Now, for the rest of the scores, I'm just going to read them off because I know we got to get into the NFL part before I wrap it up. So I'm going to read the scores as we go along, the ones I did not cover. Another hot game, Nebraska versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma did it again, 23-16. All right. Not to mention, too, Oklahoma's spectacular one-hand receiver with the one-hand catch. Top performers in that game was Adrian Martinez for Nebraska. Then you had Eric Gray, who was a part of the Oklahoma Sooners that had 15 carries, 84 yards, and Jaden Hazelwood, who had 6 receptions, 61 yards. Next up, we have Stony Brook against Oregon. We already know Stony Brook was able to get 1 touchdown, and that was in the first quarter. The rest does history. Let's talk about the top performers. Over there in Oregon, it was Anthony Brown with his extraordinary passing. 14 out of 18, 159 yards. Shout out to that young man. In the rush department, Trey Dye for Oregon, 15 carries, 87 yards. Receiving department was Stone Brook, who had 3 receptions and 67 yards. Next up, we got Kent State. That's right. Going against Iowa, who was ranked number 5. Now it puts Kent State 1-2, Iowa 3-0. Top performers in that game was all about Spencer Petras, their quarterback. 25 out of 36 completed passes, 209 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing yards, Tyler Goodson also had 22 carries and 153 yards and 3 touchdowns. And then you had Kashun Abram from Kent, 6 receptions, 138-yard touchdown. Then we got Clemson against Georgia Tech. This, I don't know, man. Clemson is another team. Sure is like Alabama right now, there's a lot of questions here. They barely escaped 14-8 with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech top passer, quarterback, had 20 completions out of 33, 203 yards. Will Shipley for Clemson had 21 carries, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Georgia Tech reception, Carrick McGowan had 4 receptions and 82 yards. So, yeah, that's definitely, like I said before, and I'm going to hit on that game right quick, too, the takeaway with Clemson before I finish getting the rest of those scores read off. Give me 1 second here. Dagging into my notes. It's not telling me again, y'all. Give me 1 second, guys. I hate when it does that. I am trying to get information on my, trying to go through on my notes here so I could give y'all good information here. All right. So that's what I was trying to find out. All right. Sorry. I yawned for a little bit. I still think that Clemson needs a lot of work on the offensive side. Ever since their quarterback has left, I've not been in awe of this quarterback. I just haven't. Because they got to play better. They got to figure out something. And not to mention, too, the rest of their schedule is really a cakewalk. They got that, and it's not going to really impress the selection committee for them to get in the playoffs. They got Virginia Tech, Miami, and Pitt losing on Saturday. They might not even face a ranked opponent in the ACC title game. The saving grace was North Carolina's 45-31 win against Virginia to stay ranked. But Clemson will still lose a resume battle to the Oregon, Oklahoma, Ohio State, and in the SEC. And it definitely, to me, loses a head-to-head tiebreaker if they had to against Georgia. I mean, I just don't see it. I mean, they just got a lot to work on, man. I mean, for the first time in a long time, I think that they gonna have to rely on their running game because their freaking quarterback, I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. So let me go and finish these scores up right quick. I just want to hit that about Clemson. Let's see here. We'll finish these scores up. and then I will get on to my NFL matchup. Let me try to get these scores out of here. Okay, so Cincinnati versus Indiana. That was a good game. Cincinnati definitely came on top of that. They pull away 3-0. Still now they're ranked number 8 against Indiana, who's lost 2 games for the season. All right. Uh, the top performers in that was Michael Penix Jr. out of Indiana. He had 17 out of 40 passes completed, 224 yards and 2 touchdowns. I don't know, man. That just don't sound like a good number to me. 17 out of 40. That's not a good rating, but that's just me. Jerome Ford for Cincinnati had 20 carries, 66 yards. Receiving DJ Matthews for DJ Matthews had 5 receptions and 120 yards, and that is out of Indiana University. Then we got Tulsa against Ohio State. Ohio just demolished Tulsa. Now Tulsa is 3 game straight losses. Ohio is 2-1. Now, before I get to talk about what Ohio did on the rush, shout out to Trayvon Henderson with 24 carries, 277 yards, 3 touchdowns. I still agree with a lot of people. Ohio State, the Buckeyes, just ain't the team they used to be last year. Last year, the Buckeyes was way more savages, okay, way more aggressive. I think this year they're just not it, man. To me, I still think they're in the stages of trying to find themselves. I mean, it ain't no way to panic, but I just still think there was. Now, this game here was controversial. A lot of people were not happy with this game. They felt like that Auburn was cheated 20-28 with bad calls. The number 10 Penn State is now 3-0. Auburn is 2-1. You got the following. Penn State University had 20. Sean Clifford had 28 completions out of 32, 280 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very good. Tank Bigsby out of Auburn had 23 carries, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. Very impressive. And Jahan Dotson from Penn State University had 10 receptions, 78 yards, and 1 touchdown. Now we had Purdue versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame on top, 27-13. Jack Conan had 15 passes completed out of 30 from Notre Dame. Not too bad. Notre Dame, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Karen Williams out of Notre Dame had 12 carries, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. And Avery Davis had 5 receptions, 120 yards, and 1 touchdown. Wow. It looked like Purdue just they chilling in. I guess they were just a guest speaker. Another nail biter, Fresno State against 13 UCLA. Man, since Fresno beat UCLA, that definitely got them at number 13 now. I think they failed some. Fresno Jake Hanair had 39 completed passes out of 53, 455 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rushing yards was Ronnie Rivers out of Fresno, 21 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Jalen Cooper had 14 receptions, 141 yards, and 1 touchdown. Then we had Iowa State, ranked number 14, go against.
In a world of the unexpected, customers expect simple and personalized. With IBM, you can do both. Automating IT processes across clouds helps you save.
Sorry about that. You can have that in my ear. I hate when they do that. Now, this was 48-3. Now, the top performance on that Iowa State University was Brock Purdy, the quarterback, 21 out of 24 completed passes, 288 yards, 3 touchdowns. Another one from Iowa State University, Brees Hall, 21 carries, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Xavier Hutchinson had 10 receptions, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Man, that's impressive. Then we had Virginia Tech versus West Virginia. Oh man, West Virginia won that 27-21. Virginia Tech had their quarterback Braxton Brumeister, 19 completed passes out of 31, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. Letty Brown from West Virginia University had 19 carries, 161 yards, 1 touchdown. And then you had Caleb Smith out of Virginia Tech that had 6 receptions and 58 yards. My Carolina team, one of them, Coastal Carolina. Man, Coastal Carolina is chipping away this year. I never thought I would see them on the rankings, but they ain't playing. They are ranked 16 right now. They're 3-0. They beat Buffalo. Coastal Carolina performances was Grayson McCall. He had 13 out of 19 completed passes, 232 yards, 3 touchdowns. Shermary Jones had 16 carries, 149 yards, 1 touchdown. And Javon Healy, 4 receptions, 91 yards, 1 touchdown. Then you got Tulane on Ole Miss. Tulane versus Ole Miss was just an evil matchup. Ole Miss killed them 61-21. Matt Corral from Ole Miss had 23 completed passes out of 31, 335 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jaron Ely had 15 carries, 105 yards, and Jonathan Mingo had 6 receptions, 136 yards, 1 touchdown. And Now, next one is Arizona State. And Arizona State has 17-27. Georgia Southern got demolished by Arkansas 10-45. Number 20 Arkansas to correct that. Virginia got demolished by number 21 North Carolina 59-39. And last but not least, Michigan demolished Northern and Illinois 63-10. All right, so we got that out the way. We are now going to head on over to the NFL side and talk about who is likely to win today. So there is some good games going on today. I'm going to give you my pick of who I think will win. I'll probably be wrong. If I'm wrong, you know what to do. Go into the comment section. Let me know. Oh, we got some people that was chatting. Oh, man. Thank you, Wayne T. Thank you for joining in. I didn't see you guys. Dude, what do you think of the Fresno State win in the final minutes? I thought it was awesome, man. Ravens or Chiefs? Ooh, I got to go with the Chiefs, man. I really do. I don't know. I think with Matt Mahomes and the way they were playing too, I think the Ravens could get an edge if they get Lamar to run all over everybody. But thank you, Prezzo Price. Definitely follow me on the stream, man. I'm glad everybody is here, man. It makes me feel good to see everybody already following your boy. Share this. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. We're going to get into what the naysayers and everybody is predicting or who's going to do what. So let's get into predictions. And I'm going to tell you if I agree with what they say or not. So this is week 2 of the NFL. Final fantasy football, all that is ready to go. So here we go, guys. First things first, the Bills versus the Dolphins. So bold prediction is a lot of people are saying everybody is saying that it's going to be the Bills. People are saying Bills 31-24. Other people saying Bills 28, Dolphins 24. You know what? I'm gonna go against the grain on this. I'm gonna give Dolphins the benefit of the doubt because they've been getting it in lately. I'm going with the Dolphins. Sorry, I just can't see the Bills on this. I'm going with the Dolphins. So I'm definitely going with the Dolphins on this game. I will definitely say the Dolphins will definitely win this. And I'm gonna share this all on my screen. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm definitely going with Dolphins. Okay. All right, next. Rams versus the Colts. Now, people talk about that Matthew Stafford is back for the Rams, and they feel like that the Rams is probably going to win this against the Colts. Now, myself, I agree. I'm going with the Rams. It's just what it is. They're cooking right now. Matthew Stafford is really embracing his role. So I'm going with the Rams. I don't know what the score would be, but I definitely go with the Rams. Now, the Saints versus the Panthers. Oh, man, this is a crazy game.
And Doug.
Hello, y'all.
Oh, are you using Liberty Mutual's coverage customizer tool?
I don't even know why that was playing. So, y'all know that the Panthers have been having a lot of stuff going on with their organization, the Saints. You know, Drew Brees is now retired. So now you got Jameis Winston at the wheel. You got Sam Darnold, who also is trying to take hold of a organization that has not been the same since a minute. You know, they traded Cam Newton finally with the new owner they got. So it's crazy right now with both of those teams. So my prediction is everybody said that they're thinking that it's going to be the Saints. Triplet saying 23 for the Saints, Panthers 19, Newton saying 30 to Panthers 17. Here's my thing though. Jameis Winston, I don't know if he's there yet to where he is shaking off all the negativity that the rust and stuff that he has gave us the fake promise over the years. Because Jameis Winston can come in a game and do like he did last week and be on fire, and then the week after that, the dude is just like not hitting targets. You know what I'm saying? He just throwing, but not hitting no targets. So to me, I don't know. I don't want to put all my eggs in a basket with Jameis Winston because he always has let me down. So I'm going to go against the grain on this one right here. I'm going to say it's going to be a close call, close game, and I'm going to say the Panthers is going to win it. And the reason why I'm going to say that because Sam Darnold is a little bit more experienced quarterback, and I'm just going to say, I'm going to just put it out there. I think he's going to do it. It's just how I feel. I think that this will be another upset. Maybe I'm wrong. Next, 49ers against the Eagles. Yeah, that is a good one. Now, this is what we're hearing right now. With that particular game, Wagner's pick out of ESPN is the Eagles is going to be is the 49ers is 30, Eagles 24. McManus pick is 27, and Eagles 27 and 49ers 26. And I don't know, man. I'm telling you now. I'm going with the 49ers on this. I know Eagles fans ain't gonna like what I got to say, but I gotta go with the 49ers on this, man. I really do. I think the 49ers is gonna be a little bit more prepared. Sorry, Eagles. I'm just not feeling this one. Okay, Raiders versus the Steelers. Man, they saying they picking Pittsburgh over the Raiders. Now, people are saying Steelers gonna be 31-23. People say it's gonna be all Steelers. And here's the thing, man. I don't know why Ben Roethlisberger ain't retired yet. It's about that time, Ben. It really is. But I understand. So I don't know. And I'm trying to figure this out. I don't want to. You know what? I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance on this. I'm going to do what everybody say. Y'all going to say Steelers. I got Steeler fans back home. I'm going to go with the Steelers on this. I'm going to go with the Steelers. Never go with the Steelers. Shout out to my cousins back home. Texans versus the Browns. People are saying it's going to be the Cleveland Browns. And I agree. I really do believe it's going to be Cleveland Browns on this. Because right now, Tyron Taylor is focused, and I don't know what's going on with Deshaun. I think Deshaun Watson ain't even playing for the Texans right now like that. I think he's like on reserve or something. But yeah, I can feel it. Patriots at the Jets. Oh my God. Everybody's saying New England. I give it to New England. I think they got it. I think they do. I think the New England will do pretty well with the Jets. Broncos at Jaguars. Man, I'm going with the Broncos. I'm sorry. I don't see the Jags being that team. The rookie ain't impressed me, man. And Teddy Bridgewater got a lot to prove. So I'm going with the Jags. Bengals at the Bears. I'm going with they saying Chicago Bears. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to go with. I'm going with the Bengals. Bengals has been showing up to show out. I'm going with the Bengals, man. Bengals. Yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. I'm going with the young kid. Sorry, guys. Don't hate me. Vikings versus the Cardinals. Everybody is going mostly for the Cardinals. You know what? I'm going with the Cardinals too. The Cardinals, man, y'all gotta understand something. Cardinals been playing football. So far, so good. So I'll go with the Cardinals. Falcons versus the Buccaneers. Oh, y'all already know who I'm going with. Tom Brady, man. We ain't even got to even break that down. It's going to take a miracle for the Falcons to win. Cowboys against the Chargers. Ooh, everybody talking about they going with the LA Chargers. You know what? I'm going to say this is going to be an upset for Chargers fans. I'm going with the Cowboys. Titans against the Seahawks. Seahawks all day. I ain't even got to look at it no more. Chiefs at Ravens. Again, y'all, I've already said it. It's definitely going to be the Chiefs. I mean, it's just what it is. I ain't trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it's going to be the Chiefs. The Lions at the Packers. Packers better win this game. I'm going with the Packers. And that's it. That's all that's going on today, guys. Like I said, football has already started. I think there's a game being played right now. So definitely check your nope, not yet. So check your Final Fantasy, guys. Enjoy this week 2 matchup of nothing but greatness. But anyway, if you like this broadcast, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Get in the comment section. Talk to me. Tell me, who do you think is going to overthrow Alabama very soon if they don't get their stuff together? Do you think it's going to be University of Georgia? Do you think it's going to be the Florida Gators? It's going to wake up and kill it and come after them. Who do you think out of the teams they're playing is going to overthrow Alabama as #1 seed? Another thing I need y'all to do, get in the NFL section and let me know, who do you think predict are going to win the football games today? I want to hear everything from everybody. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe. With that being said, y'all know what time it is. I am officially out of here. I see y'all later on tomorrow, first thing in the morning, to talk about what the results was for the NFL.